Hello and welcome to Two Guys, Many Bad Movies. I'm one of your hosts, Aaron.
And I'm your other host, Paul.
And what did we watch this time?
The Happytime Murders.
Oh, the Happytime Murders. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Now, you may be asking yourself, what even is a Happytime murder, and why should I care?
It's something to do with puppets. It's Edgy the Muppets. It's Edgy Muppets.
Yeah.
That's essentially what the movie is.
Did you know that this was produced by the same company who produced The Bye-Bye Man?
You're joking.
No, seriously, like...
Are you I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, both movies were, like, either produced or distributed by STX Entertainment.
STX.
Yeah, I keep seeing their name pop up and things.
STX.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that stand for?
That's for you to figure out. Okay.
Shit, teleporting xylophones? I don't know.
Maybe. But, yeah, this is I think the Henson Company was involved with making the puppets.
I thought for a moment you said Hanson, like...
No, not...
Chris Hansen was involved in this.
No, but like...
Oh, Christ.
No, but yeah, it was like a different company under the same name, I think. Like...
You go to court and it's like the wrong Chris Hansen. I'm not the Chris Hansen.
No, but yeah, it was like Hanson Alternative or something is the name of the company that made the puppets for this
movie.
movie.
Oh, Christ. Well, what I will say is this is quite the... This is quite the film. So shall we get into it? So
yeah.
The film starts off. Now, for the first few minutes of the film, I thought it was set in New York, but it's not. It's set in LA. It's set in LA.
No, wait, Aaron, you forgot to mention that there's like a minute of logos.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of logos right at the start.
Yeah.
Like logo after logo after logo.
I was like, come on, get to the point already.
At least it's not putting a trailer for the movie at the beginning of the movie.
That's very true, but it still deserves to be criticised.
Yeah, it's not at that level. But, so it starts, when the actual movie starts, we see a shot of the city. I thought it was New York, but it actually is LA.
Alright, you need to take geography lessons.
I need to take geography lessons, clearly. And we hear children rapping.
Mm-hmm.
So like, oh look, my primary school class made a rap song. Well, isn't that great?
Yeah, and the first time we see
children rapping, what the fuck?
I don't know, but then like we see the first shot of our character, right? Phil Phillips.
Phil Phillips. He might as well be called John Johnson at this stage.
Yeah.
That might as well be his name.
Yeah.
Phil Phillips.
Yeah, he's a blue puppet, and he smokes. Ain't that edgy?
He's so edgy. He smokes and he curses and he swears and he's really like into sex. But he's a puppet. Yeah. Get it? Because it's edgy. It's fucking edgy.
So yeah, we get to see what this world is like. I suppose it's like ours, except puppets walk.
Yeah, it's ours except the puppets walking around.
Yeah.
The puppets themselves are a marginalised group, because this is a very thinly veiled allegory for racism.
Yeah, and it totally won't get
Should
old.
we all be racist now? What's the official line the church is taking on this?
No, but like, it gets pretty grating pretty quickly.
It does actually start getting pretty fucking grating. This movie also is quite degrading for puppets, so I don't know what their angle was here.
Yeah. And so then our man Phil talks to this tap dancing puppet, and just as Phil goes inside, he says, "My wife is dead!" And for some reason, that got a laugh out of me.
My wife is dead.
Yeah, I'll say I did laugh a few times, but probably not for the reason the director was intending.
Okay, so like the whole gimmick of this movie is that it's edgy puppets.
Yeah.
Like, with puppets swearing. So he's in his car, he's driving, puppets can drive.
Yeah. And this is like an original IP and everything, and usually I would applaud a film studio for doing something like this, but it's not handled well at all.
No, it's ultra edgy. It's so it's edgy.
No, if you want to do edgy, that's fine. Just have more than that.
Yeah. At least do something. At least be. If you're gonna go the edgy route, at the very least, be funny. You know, you don't want to end up like Encyclopedia Dramatica. You know what I mean?
I get what you mean, but anyway, what happens next? Oh yeah, Phil goes into his office and...
He goes into his office, and I think there's like a reference with one of the girls. It's like, "Oh, you're feeding me. You're going to give me a fat butt or some shit." And I'm like, It's like straight away we're into the fetishism fetish. Okay.
Oh boy.
That's
not the only fetish
That's the only fetish that shows up. Loads of fetishes show up. I mean, at some point you're gonna think to yourself, is this the Aaron's internet history that we've been warning about? Which no, it isn't. This is way worse than my internet history, which is saying something.
Right. Okay. So then, like the secretary. Bubbles.
The secretary, but what is that her name?
Yeah, Bubbles.
Like the puppet one.
Yeah. No. The
not
human
the puppet one. There's the human secretary, and then there's the puppet secretary, who's equally sexualized, if not more so.
Yeah.
Like
she's got a huge. No, she's not a secretary. She's just some dumb bimbo.
I thought she was a secretary.
No, she's
not.
not.
In case she comes up and she says, "Oh, despite my bookish nature, I fuck a lot of people."
Yeah, you know that.
I'm like really. I'm a sex addict. I go to Sex Addicts Anonymous. You know, like that kind of thing.
No, she's that kind of character.
She's that kind of character. She's got like red hair
and they gave her a fat ass, and it makes me very uncomfortable.
And like fucking cleavage, like what the actual she's got cleavage.
Yeah, but
puppet cleavage. Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, she basically asks Philip to like, "Hey, help me out, you dumb bitch or dumb bastard." I don't know. And then he says, "Yeah, whatever. I need the money, and I like cushions, you know, because he's referring to her ass. In case you didn't get that joke."
I thought he was referring to her tits.
No, it was the ass, because like they show her ass like zooming out. No, zooming in, I mean. But
zoom in on the ass of the puppet.
So then Phillips, he's looking at the ransom letter, and he's like, "Huh, I've seen that pee before." And guess where it's from?
I would have assumed it was directly from a porn shop. That's what I would have assumed.
Really?
Yeah. Because that's where he goes. He goes to a porn shop, and I didn't put two and two together quickly enough.
Yeah.
I
wasn't expecting that.
And this scene is just ridiculous.
Okay.
So he goes into a puppet porn shop.
Yeah, for anyone who's interested, yes, they do exist.
In this universe, at least.
I'm pretty sure.
I hope they don't exist in our universe.
Linkara is just screaming right now, running to that shop.
Linkara? What the fuck?
Yeah, I'll explain later.
Yeah, I know who Linkara is.
No,
I just didn't know
I'll explain the joke later, but whatever.
Okay, so he goes in, and in there he's like, "All right, do you know where this is?" And do you know what this one is from? It's like, "I think I know where this is from," and he shows the actual letter. It's like, "All right, let me just go through," and he goes through, and it's like, okay, it's like as I'm showing through, I'm going to name every single porno magazine that I list, including such gems as Puppet Chicks with Puppet Dicks. That's 2 movies in a row that references that particular genre of
Yeah, also you forgot to mention the cow getting milked in the back.
No, I was trying to burn that out of my memory, because in the back at one point they open the door and there's a porno being filmed
of like an octopus.
An octopus milking a puppet cow. What?
Oh yeah, we should also mention that the octopus is a puppet as well.
The octopus is a puppet as well, so the cow's being...
Yeah, there's milk everywhere, and it's, again... We're
not making this shit up.
Yeah,
we're not trying to be edgy ourselves and be like, disgusting. This is the movie.
Yeah, and this isn't even 10 minutes into the film, by the way. It's excessively horny.
This is the horniest movie that, like, I've actually, like, most porn that I've seen is actually less horny than this.
Yeah.
That's saying something.
Okay, so then Philip,
so at one point, so actually, there's just one more thing. It's like, Phil Phillips, or that's his name, right?
Yeah, Phil Phillips or whatever.
Whatever the fuck. I don't give a shit. John Johnson, he goes, all right, he makes a joke, and I can't remember what the joke was, but he says something, and it ends with something P, but like the letter P. He was referring to the letter P, okay? Right. Because that's the letter that was in the magazine.
Oh no, he was joking like, yeah, I'm looking for P, and it says,
if you like P, I've got loads of stuff in the...
He's like, no, I'm not into P.
Oh my god.
And again, this movie has everything.
This movie is, again, this is not like a collection of my internet history. This is actually the movie. Yeah. This is actually what the movie is about.
Yeah, and then Phil bumps into like a rabbit puppet.
No, this rabbit puppet, who we later on find out is one of the Happytime gang, which was this show that was on ages ago in universe. It's not a real show. I actually didn't know that it wasn't a real show. I had to look it up because I thought maybe it was a real show and it was family friendly, and this movie intentionally goes in the opposite fucking direction to fuck. Like, that would be ridiculous. But no, it's not. It's not a real show. And this bunny rabbit,
he has a porn addiction because get it, rabbits are horny.
No. He says, I have a crippling addiction to. It's not like I have a crippling addiction to porn. You know, the worst addiction you could possibly have. This movie is sponsored by Reddit's NoFap. That's what this is.
All right, so
or NoFap.
Yeah, we're spending a lot of time in this porno shop. I don't
spending a lot of time in this porno shop, but
there's just so much to unwrap here.
Yeah, and so
Phil goes in to do some more investigating.
No, but before this happens, at one point, and this is disgusting as shit, and this is just gross. But I don't know. Do you remember the context of that note? Oh, yeah. You just looked at that note.
No, but you didn't mention the Dalmatian and the fireman video. Okay, we'll just skip that.
No, because like we could spend an hour and a half on this one scene alone.
Okay, but then like this guy comes in and he's robbing the place, and then he like turns to the rabbit and he's like, "Oh no, please don't shoot me! I'm so scared!" And then he like peeing or jizzing purple stuff.
I don't know whether it was pee or cum, and I don't know which is worse.
Yeah,
it's like. He says he finds it oddly aroused. Does he have a pee fetish as well? Is he the guy who was from earlier, or is that actually his cum? I don't know.
But then thankfully he ends our suffering by shooting him in the head and shooting everyone else.
Oh Christ!
Yeah, and then the horror is almost over.
This is a racism allegory. It is both anvil as fuck. And it doesn't do itself any favors by portraying the puppets as more perverted than me, and also into incest and like weird and shit, pee poo poo.
Yeah, okay.
And so he goes to do more investigating.
Okay, no, but wait, I got to tell you about one of the only funny jokes, because then Phil, and this is important, Phil is with his brother Larry, who is on the TV show in Universe, and they're watching it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this is going into syndication, about to get loads of money." And then he says something along the lines of, "Finally, I can pay my debts to the Church of Scientology." And that got a laugh out of me.
Good debts to the Church. No, because he's puppet Tom Cruise. That's who he is. Pretty much puppet Tom Cruise. No, he's not puppet Tom Cruise. He's puppet Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, essentially.
He's like a combination of Tom Cruise. And you know how Tom Cruise is only insane because he's a part of Scientology, but Charlie Sheen is just insane in general. Yeah, he's Charlie Sheen. If Charlie Sheen was also part of Scientology. Is he a part of Scientology? Is Charlie Sheen?
No, I don't think so, but either way, the puppet mentions he doesn't have his real asshole anymore. And
he doesn't have his real asshole anymore, and you see this fan, like this nerdy-looking fangirl, who, who goes up and, like, quotes lines from the Happytime show or whatever.
Okay, so then we cut to Larry in his, his pimp house. With
but the movie fucking rickrolls us, because guess what song starts playing? I was literally writing my note about how if this is a race or allegories, but anvils, and as I was writing it, I just hear I hear the fucking rickroll.
Honestly, that was a highlight, because I just found it so out of place.
He just got fucking rickroll.
Yeah, and Larry's just fucking chilling in his pool with his dumb bimbo, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm the best, I'm in a hot tub.
I'm in a hot tub with this generic bimbo chick who we never know, who clearly isn't a real person ever. She's just like there to look sexy and is
and then the song changes to "I'm Sexy and I Know It," which is a huge downgrade.
Yeah, it's a massive downgrade. You go from Rick Astley, which is glorious, to fucking LMFAO. You don't do that shit. That's bad.
That's bad. And then Larry gets murdered by a bunch of dogs.
I said, wholesome dogs want to end this movie by ripping apart discount Charlie Sheen. That's what I wrote.
Yeah, and then fucking... Again, I found the kill funny for some reason.
It's supposed to be really gory, because like them seeing fluff is the equivalent of us seeing blood.
Yeah.
Because for them, it's like really gory.
So then
we get introduced. Well, no, we were introduced.
We were introduced to Larry's. No, not Larry. Phil's former partner in
Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah.
I don't actually.
her last name is Edwards, and that's just what they call her.
They just call her Edwards.
Yeah, so then she comes to the scene of the crime, and Phil is quite upset that his brother is dead, and then Edwards makes like an insensitive comment, like, "Oh, what happened here?"
Yeah, and they get pissed off and they start fighting in the fucking bath, like the fucking tub.
Yeah, and it makes me think, can puppets drown? And then suddenly, fucking Edwards bites Phillips in the dick, and I want to cry.
Yeah, that is just like...
Yeah, and they keep rubbing it in, like, "Oh, you bit my dick." This movie has a habit of repeating its jokes, or like saying what just happened.
Yeah, so the fella who's like, I presume this fella is like the leader of the po-po or whatever.
Yeah, the po.
And he looks at the two, and I think he makes like a comment that sounded like racist or something towards the puppets. Like, "You're bluer." It's like, "You weren't as bluer."
Yeah, he wasn't as blue.
He wasn't as bluer. And it's like, what the hell does that mean? Is that fucking racist? What is this racist against the Sorry or Smurfs or some shit?
Yeah, it's like, I can't say blue. Again.
Blue, da ba dee da ba da.
Alright, that's enough of that.
That song should have played at that point.
Yeah, okay.
That would have redeemed the movie 100%.
Okay, so then like Phil and Edwards, I guess, reluctantly team up, and they're both smoking in the car, which I suppose that they can smoke and drink, and
because that's so edgy. Hey, look, I'm giving myself lung cancer. Isn't that edgy?
Yeah, it's so good, man. My lungs are as black as my soul. Okay, so then they meet like the TV exec, who's they talk to the network exec who runs the network, who showed the TV show, right?
Yeah.
And he mentions in a throwaway line that he has puppet slaves.
Wait, I actually didn't even notice that throwaway line.
I was like, what the fuck? They're trying to make this like an allegory. It's so over the top, and
I thought this is the most Anvil as fuck allegory you will ever.
Yes, I know, I agree. Racism is bad, but come on.
Yeah, racism bad. Who doesn't know that?
Yeah, it's so over the top. Okay, and then Phil like knocks him out with balls, and
this fucking Egypt, right? He's being asked to do a sneak mission.
Yeah.
He's being asked to like sneak. Hey, when this Egypt's not looking, and I distract him by talking about the view of the Pacific Ocean, I want you to steal that thing. And Phil Phillips is like, fuck being sneaky, I'm just gonna knock this guy out with his balls.
Yeah, and then they figure out that they didn't even need to do it.
And when I say his balls, that's the joke. The joke is that it's not actually his balls. He doesn't go and rip his testicle off and then throw it at him, which would be redundant. No, he actually just takes a ball, like an actual, like the thing you kick about the place and try and...
No, it's like a ball of marble.
It's like something like that. He hits him in the head and knocks him out.
Okay, so then they find out that in the terms of contract, it's like, if like a member of the crew dies, their spouse gets the money, but if they don't have a spouse, then more money is given to each member. Because it's $10 million split between a group of people.
Yeah, so clearly whoever's part of the Happytime gang wants all the money.
Yeah. So,
or at least that's what we think at that time.
Yeah. Okay, so then we get to this ghetto alley place. I don't know. I know they call it a ghetto, like stuffed ghetto or some shit.
Yeah, it's some kind of ghetto area. I presume because it's a set in LA, which again, not subtle when it comes to the racism thing. That I presume this is like the South LA sort of the bit that is the ghetto, that is the
and they use sugar as a metaphor for drugs.
No, they use sugar as a metaphor for drugs, and as if that was bad enough, so they go into this warehouse type place
to meet another
cast member, and also there's a whole bunch of other puppets there.
Yeah, which
Sneak Zero I wrote because at some
they
point
get caught immediately.
They get caught like immediately. And what happens is they're talking about snorting sugar.
Yeah.
As though it were cocaine. Like, it is genuinely like, okay, this is clearly meant to be cocaine. And it's sugar because, I don't know, is that more family friendly? But I interpreted this as an allegory against the dangers of eating sugar because it's super dangerous.
Yeah.
Is this Gillian McKeith? You are what you eat? Oh, well, then I'm sweet as fuck then.
Yeah. Okay, but then, Again, we've been riffing on this movie the entire time, but this scene actually has some really well-made puppets.
Okay, you know what? We haven't really talked about that. The puppetry is actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
It's decently puppeted. They do feel fairly lifelike in a sense that it is legitimate puppetry here.
Yeah, it's pretty well done. It's just a shame they have to be used for such crude jokes.
So Edwards gets offended by the word bitch.
Yeah,
which can
and then random fight scene out of nowhere,
and then she starts beating the shit out of these puppets.
Yeah, she just goes fucking
apeshit. Okay, so she says, "Don't call me bitch" or whatever. And one joke, this little throwaway joke, where it's like, where they're riffing on and they're saying bad things about women and all that. And this one fella's like, "You're nailing my views on women." It's like, "Oh, really? Do you have a wife?" It's like, "No, they always decline." It's like, "Is this an incel puppet?"
Yes.
There's an incel puppet in this movie. This movie fucking sucks.
It really does. Anyway.
Right. Snorting sugar like cocaine. Okay, so this massive fight scene happens. It ends, whatever.
Yeah, and then like Phil is talking to his former friend / cast member, and he's like, and then and one of the puppets in the background looks like a Simpsons caricature, which really fucks with me. Like I was focusing on him the entire time.
You were just looking at this Simpsons caricature. Which character did he look like?
I know he looked like a weird fusion of Chalmers and fucking Moe. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I remember. He actually did. Oh, I remember him now. Oh shit, how did I forget about that guy?
I don't know, but anyway, like a drive-by shooter comes around and kills like the purple cast member, and he's like, yeah, like the purple dude.
Yeah, the purple dude gets killed.
Yeah, and then Phil is like, no, and then whatever, just stuff happens. I guess
stuff happens. It's another death scene.
Oh yeah, we're getting to probably the most uncomfortable part of the movie.
And that's saying something, because remember earlier where we mentioned that in a porn shop this cow is getting milked? That's a literal cow.
Yeah.
And that's disturbing as fuck.
Yeah.
But then we encounter a movie scene that's way worse, and never like that first scene with the cow that does actually get mocked later on, like that gets like lampshade hanged at the end, but this one never gets lampshade hanged, and it is the single most disturbing scene I have seen in a movie. And look, I haven't seen Two Girls One Cup, and I never want to, but I've seen some pretty fucked up shit on the internet. This is worse.
Right, so
he gets seduced by that.
Yeah, so that bimbo comes back.
That bimbo, the puppet bimbo, with the glasses and the red hair,
yeah, they show
and
her
the
ass
fucking
again.
cleavage and ass, and it's like it's so creepy.
Yeah. And she
seduces
Phil, and she says at some point, "Have I made you uncomfortable?" Yeah.
Yes, and very much so. Yes, says the audience. So.
And then she has like a super long tongue, and it's like, ew.
No. It's like ridiculously long tongue. That's bad enough. But then they start shagging.
Yeah, they start having sex.
They start shagging right there and then.
Yeah, the joke is that it's super. The joke is that it's super long.
The joke is that it's really long. Like you know how in the original Dragon Age the sex scenes are terrible because they last way too long, and
it's the same here.
Yeah, it's the same here, except this is way worse.
Yeah,
I would rather watch Rosebud porn every day than see a puppet ejaculate like silly string ever again.
Yeah, and like
you can see Paul's face. He was cringing when I said that.
Yes, it's true.
Yes, you see John Johnson. Like silly string comes out of him. It's silly string. That's what it looks like.
Okay, and the police show up, and
it's like with those videos on YouTube where you have the silly string and it's being pressed in a hydraulic press and it goes everywhere. That's what it's fucking like.
Yeah, and the police are there while all this shit is happening, and the girl is getting fucked against the door, and you regret everything.
Oh Christ!
But
this is real. I'm worried that we'll get banned off of.
That's fine
for the shit we're saying. I mean, I hope this is legal.
It's fine, but like it's stuff like this that pushes the movie from boring to so bad it's good. This is like the puppet equivalent of The Room.
This is just ridiculous. I mean, it's extremely cringeworthy,
but it's great.
It's
terrible. I love it.
It's awful, and we fucking us. The two of us love awful movies. That's why we do. That's why we started this podcast.
Yeah. Okay, so then John Johnson or whatever, he fucks off the window because he was like, oh shit, how am I going to clean this up?
So he goes to.
Oh yeah, he goes
to the Vanilla Unicorn.
Yeah, which is a strip club.
In case you haven't played GTA, and he goes there and he sees a bunch of puppets like fawning and like being really excited over this.
Rabbits.
These rabbits over. Wait, the joke is that rabbits are really horny. Yeah. That's the joke.
Yeah, they pull the same joke twice and they make a load of lame puns. Like
lame puns about carrots.
Yeah.
I just half expected Onion Boy to show up with his baby carrot.
Like this made carrot soup.
Baby carrot. It's my big, massive carrot. You went for the paycheck, and you got it. You tried to do the FBI, didn't work.
Right. Okay.
You tried to.
Okay. Right. So then Phil has like a heart-to-heart with Jenny.
Okay, so Jenny, who is this, who's like a stripper, but she isn't even half naked. Like she was wearing some revealing clothes and short shorts, which is a massive fetish, it seems, for a lot of people. And she's like doing that and all that. And she's a decent looking chick. She's good looking, but
and then
but he goes there because he wants to meet her again, because she was a member of the Happy.
Please, you got to be safe.
You got to be safe because you're a member of the Happytime gang or whatever, and we're
so
worried.
Then he walks her
out to her car.
And he's like, "Oh, I wish we could start things over." But it's like, "Oh no, it's okay. Just get in the car." And then bitches be dying in explosions.
No. He starts off saying, "It was nice to see her again." Explosion. Be gone, thought.
Yeah. Bitches be dying in car explosions.
Explosion. Burns alive horribly. We don't see the burns, thankfully, but she does die in an explosion.
And then Phillips...
Just randomly.
And then Phillips is framed, and then he has to run away to Edward's house or some shite.
Edward's apartment, so he just breaks in, and she's in there snorting cocaine again. And I mean sugar. I genuinely keep thinking it is cocaine, but it is sugar. She's snorting sugar up her nose.
Yeah. I have to wonder how many times they say fuck in this movie anyway.
Probably more times than in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Maybe. At this stage.
I don't know. But then, Phil has this hallucination that shows us a bit of the backstory.
The backstory is our boy...
Phil,
Dave Davidson.
Yeah, he fucked up.
He fucked up because what he did was he was supposed to shoot this puppet that was holding. It's like at the beginning of GTA 5 where you have to shoot, a guy who's holding Michael at gunpoint, but you're Trevor and you have to shoot the guy who's holding Michael at gunpoint. It's like that, except it's Melissa McCarthy at gunpoint from a puppet. And
Jack Jackson, he chokes. The bullet hits like this support pillar, and it ends up
shooting some random chick's dads.
Yeah.
No, but here's the thing, right? I thought when DSP fucked up that in first person that was the biggest, but no, this is the most epic of epic fails.
Yeah.
In the history of you cannot fail this bad.
It's like, how does that even happen?
But it was not on purpose, or maybe it was. I don't know. It's left ambiguous as to whether it was on purpose or not.
Okay, and then Edwards gets shot, and it's like, oh no, I'm gonna die. And it's like, no, I gotta bring you to the hospital. So then they go to a puppet hospital, and it's like, oh no, we don't serve fleshies here, but you gotta save my partner, give her a new liver, which explains how she got that fucking puppet liver or whatever. It's so stupid.
Wait, she got a puppet liver?
Yeah, there was a throwaway piece of dialogue that was like, oh, I have a puppet liver. I can take any amount of sugar. Like earlier in the...
Oh, shit!
Yeah, so they actually...
Oh my god, what's the lore of this movie? You've been paying attention to it.
Yeah.
I was just like...
Yeah, I was paying deep attention because it's like a train wreck. I couldn't look away.
The lore of this movie is pretty astounding, it seems. Mm-hmm. So... The next fella, he gets drowned. Now, you remember you asked earlier where a puppet gets drowned? This next one gets drowned.
Yeah, okay.
And, squidged up.
Yeah, that's actually another gag I liked, because it plays into the whole, they're puppets thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good gag.
It was a bit gross, though. It looked a bit weird.
Yeah, that's why...
Which is the point, I guess.
Yeah, that's why they tell you to look away.
To look away now, this is not going to be pretty. I should have,
Yeah. Okay, So then, at this point in the movie, there's only two of the cast members alive, who, if you were listening to the dialogue, they were actually cousins and got married.
Yeah, so
incest.
They're incest kids, and apparently they had kids, right?
Yeah.
So they go into their house, but before they do that, when they're on the car journey and they're having this sort of heart to heart, at some point they try and make up, and then
Music starts.
Music starts. That's like what friends are for or some shit. The name of that song. I don't know what that song is, but I had subtitles on, so I got the joke. If I didn't, I wouldn't have gotten the joke because I don't know that song because I'm a fucking idiot. But he starts going, no, why is it playing? What do you mean? It's just on the radio. It's like, turn it off. It won't turn off. Well, why won't it turn off? Look, it says Edward's phone. Like, it's on your phone. It's like, no, it's not on my phone. It's like, and then she shoots the radio.
Yeah, bitches be shooting their phones or radios.
And then they laugh. She takes out her phone. Oh yeah, it was on my phone the whole time because it said Edward's phone.
So funny.
Right. You know, who didn't see that joke coming?
I certainly didn't.
So they go to the incest cousins, the ranch, and they go to this is where Dr. Phil sends all those crazy kids. Yeah. The ranch.
And we hear screaming, and it's like, people
are being killed in there.
Yeah.
No, it's just the incest kids.
Screaming.
It's the incest kids screaming. Like it's implied that they're like in Alabama or some shit.
Yeah. Sweet home Alabama.
You know, the place where it's okay to be into that or something. But yeah, the incest kids, and they're like,
one of them has 3 eyes.
The other has 1 eye, I think.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think it could be better. It could be worse. They could have given birth to puppet Joffrey Baratheon. That would have been terrible.
Yeah. Okay, but then like they find the last 2 members dead.
Dead.
Yeah, and then they then the police show up, and at this moment I realised that one of the officers is played by Joel McHale, an actor I like, and it's like, oh my god, what is he doing in this movie?
I don't know, but what I do know is that in this, so the whole time.
Oh yeah,
Mickeyson, or I can't come up with any other names.
James Jameson.
James Jameson is being
interrogated
and framed for the murder of
all the
Happytime gang members by the redhead chick who he shagged earlier. But he pulled out. Don't worry, she's not pregnant. She's not puppet pregnancy. Oh, that would have been horrible.
Yeah, again, this movie raises more questions than answers.
How does puppet pregnancy work?
I know, but it does answer that, yes, puppets do have vaginas and they do have pubes. And
You see her.
Yeah.
How do I describe this in a way that won't get us banned?
Thrussy. You see her thrussy.
Yeah, and it's purple. The hair.
Yeah, which somehow becomes a plot point later. Oh.
It does actually become a plot point later.
It hurts, but I want more of it.
So, right. So it's like, oh shit, and now he gets carted off to prison. It's like the big plot point is that fucking
Josh Johnson is in the fucking slammer now, while Edward's... It's like, oh shit, I gotta look for clues. And then she meets Bubbles again, which, they say more innuendos. But then...
Yeah, so they say Bubbles again. We see the... More like secondary innuendos and all that shit.
Yeah.
But he's in prison, and because he was a cop, and he was the only puppet cop, apparently, they named a fucking law after him. Like,
that's
the Phil law. They named the Phil law where like puppets can't be cops after him.
That's so dumb.
It's ridiculous. Like,
it is.
That'd be like naming a law after me. That's like naming a law the Dark Side Phil law for jerking off in front of a live stream. That's what that's like. That's what the Phil law should have been.
Honestly, it just reminds me of that joke from The Simpsons, where pulling a Homer gets in the dictionary.
Or pulling a Neve. Well, that's a personal thing.
Okay, but then they find out that the puppet who the little girl puppet whose dad died, she turns out to be, Yeah,
because it turns out that Peter Peterson killed
her dad.
And it turns out that she was that little girl.
Yeah,
but she had purple hair back then.
Yeah.
And that's why her Thrussy's hair is purple. Christ. Okay. This movie, like, holy shit.
Yeah. So then, like, instead of taking photographs of the evidence that could be used in court, Bubbles, the ditz she is, presses a button and sets the whole thing on fire.
So, like, all the evidence gets burned.
Yeah.
All the evidence is burned and destroyed. Well, no, there's no way she's gonna get caught now.
Yeah, good job.
Nice job breaking it, hero.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay, so then we cut back to the prison or whatever, and it's like, Edwards is like, okay, I'm gonna bust you out of here. And she does this by shooting Phillips in the arm.
Shooting Phillips in the arm, which... You shoot them in the arm. It's the classic thing of like, oh no, this officer's been down. It's like, you shot me in the arm. It's like, yeah, and that breaks him out. And apparently he gets to go to hospital. But while they're in the ambulance,
in the ambulance, they're like, the guy in the back is like racist against puppets because again, the anvil as fuck message. Yeah. It's got to be more anvil, apparently. Yep. And then, like, Melissa McCarthy, or Edwards, or whatever the fuck, she uses chloroform to knock out the guy. Chloroform was invented by a man named Simpson, apparently. Interesting. I've heard. The more you know. Okay, so then, like, Phil is like, no, you gotta stay... So, like, as they're about to get out, Phil goes like, no, you gotta stay here, Edwards. I'm not gonna let you get in trouble again. And so he ties her to the which is okay. Okay, so then Phil meets the just called her the slut. She doesn't. I can't remember. The slut, whatever. Yeah, the puppet slut. Not Bubbles, the other one. Yeah. Not Jenny, the other one. Yeah. The one who's but then Jenny shows up and shows. Wait, hold on a second. We didn't preface this. It turns out somehow, inexplicably, Jenny survived being blown up. Yeah, and she's actually... I'm pretty sure that breaks the Philip law. Yeah. Phil's law. And I'm pretty sure that, and she is actually married to the puppet slut, which, okay, I thought that... Turns out, that her and the puppet slut are married, and I'm like, is this movie against bisexuality now? I don't know, but then, No, I'm offended by this. I feel personally attacked. Right. But yeah, it's just so that she could get all the money and goes to a jet. Yeah, so it turns out Jenny was the one the whole time who wanted to get all the money. Yeah. Like the 10 million quid. And so they're gonna kill Paul Paulson. And the best way to do that is to call bodyguards. And to throw him into a jet engine. They want to throw him into a jet engine. Now, I couldn't get Edna Mode out of my head from The Incredibles. Like, no capes. I could not get that because that was just like reminded me way too much of that. But then he's gonna get like thrown through the jet turbine and essentially blended into nothing. But as it turns out, Melissa McCarthy is so strong that she was able to rip off the steering wheel of the van. Yeah, and beats some guards to death. Beats the guards with the steering wheel of the van. She beats the guards, and as if that wasn't enough, she somehow manages to like pull. She somehow manages to pull Hans Hansen out of the out of the fucking jet turbine. And this is the climax of the film. This is the climax. Yeah, the puppets. Not that climax. That was way earlier. Yeah. Oh, Jesus, you bastard. So then, like, the puppet slut comes back. I honestly forgot her name. And she's puppet slut. Yeah. And she's in like this white dress for some reason. Yeah. No, white suit, not dress. She's in a white suit. Because... Which goes flat in the face of her actual personality. It's very much clashes. Yeah, she's like on Edward's head and is like... No. What happens is Edwards goes into the airplane. Yeah. Goes down the aisle and goes, come on... I can't even remember her fucking name. He's like, where are you? Like, where are you, slut? That's not slut shaming. That this character is genuinely fucking... ridiculous. I mean, I don't slut shame, I slut appreciate. Yeah. But
she grabs a hold of Edward's, like, puts her legs around her neck, and no, this isn't some kind of contortionist thing. She then puts the gun against Edward's head. Deja fucking vu, right?
Yeah.
But then, inexplicably, despite this, walks out of the
plane.
Airplane, and guess what? It's the same thing as before.
Yeah, foreshadowing.
He has to
Take the shot!
take the shot, because Phil has to take the shot. Peter Peterson has to take the shot. I know I used that one before, but fuck it. And he thinks back, it's a short flashback, and he fucking does it.
Yeah.
He shoots the fake redhead slut in the...
Yeah, and now the bimbo's dead.
The bimbo is dead.
Everyone gets a happy
The
ending.
bimbo is dead. And Jenny, I think, is still alive at this point.
Yeah, but I don't know where
somehow.
she went.
Yeah, she just fucked off.
Yeah.
Probably to strip in front of some more horny rabbits, I'm guessing.
Okay, and then, everything's off the hook. Phil asks Bubbles out, and,
And for some reason, Phil is now a cop. They get rid of the Phil law. I mean, that would be a bit fucking weird. I mean, if it was the Aaron law, it would be even weirder, because, the Aaron law is you're not allowed to eat 50 Jaffa cakes in one sitting. That's illegal.
That's true.
That's the Aaron law. And I wrote this line down because at the end here,
yeah, there's just like...
he says, Phil boy says, oh, happy ending? Jesus, I can't get that squirting cow out of my head. I said, oh, look, the film's self-aware. Except it isn't fully self-aware, because it doesn't reference the fact that we saw Phil silly stringing.
Yeah,
silly stringing. That's what we had to see that earlier.
And then the credits show off like some behind the scenes stuff, which again looks fairly impressive, but it's just like, at the very least, it looks like the crew had fun. It's just a shame It's just a shame that I didn't enjoy the movie in the way they intended. Yeah,
I mean, that's the thing. We don't necessarily talk about this, but so bad they're good films. They're enjoyed for reasons that are unintentional.
Yeah. In
In this case, there are laughs, but they're unintentional laughs.
Yeah.
The ones that are intended don't really hit, except for a few jokes here and there. It's weird because comedy movies are almost never like so bad they're good, but this one is just utterly batshit.
Yeah.
And I have no clue how it got greenlit. I have no clue.
Yeah, it's just the fact that it got like a major theater release surprises me, especially in this age of, big franchise movies.
Well, look, you can have a horny movie. You can have a movie that...
Yeah, but this is something I'd expect to see like direct to Netflix or Amazon Prime. Not like a big theater thing.
Yeah, because the thing about these kind of movies is, like, to give you an example, I love the Deadpool movies.
Yeah.
But Deadpool, the first movie in particular, there's a scene where they go into a strip club. Like, there is, like, some horny scenes in there.
Yeah,
and, of course, Deadpool is a very horny character.
Yeah, but, like, we're not complaining about that.
We're not complaining about that. Deadpool...
It's just, it feels so forced in this movie.
It's like... Because with Deadpool... It genuinely, he's got charm to him in the way he constantly breaks the fourth wall. He's constantly
it's just
over the top. It's actually, the jokes really work, and so Deadpool is unironically good in a sense that you don't necessarily take ironic enjoyment out of it. So personally, I rate this film a hydraulic press against the silly string can out of 10.
I give it a puppet hand job out of 10.
That's a good one. So.
Right.
With that, we have we decided what the next movie we're going to be doing is?
I don't think so.
Because I have an idea.
What's your idea?
We have done one bad horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
So why not immediately do another bad one pretty soon afterwards?
I
think the next one we should do.
What do you think?
Slender Man. Because you know how the Bye Bye Man was a discount Slender Man?
Now we can get the full thing.
Now we can get the full Slender Man.
Oh boy.
Discount Slender Man versus full Slender Man. This ought to be good. Scored by the only thing I really know about it, that I remember about it, is that the music was done by the same guy who did the music for Game of Thrones.
Which is...
I mean, I'm glad he got work, but...
Mm-hmm.
Still. It's a movie, and it's also a pretty controversial movie. We might talk a bit about that as well.
Yeah, we might talk about some of the controversy in there.
But in the meantime, our Twitter, you can follow us on Twitter at two guys.
Yeah, at 2 guys bad movies.
That's number 2 guys bad movies, all lowercase. And you can listen to us anywhere on Spotify, Google Play, basically everywhere except for the iTunes store for whatever reason.
Yeah, tell your friends.
Tell your friends about this weird podcast that we're doing where we talk some shit about some bad movies and have some fun rather than, kind of going around being super angry at the time and excessive anger.
Yeah, Apple says we're too dirty.
Apple, I think, has actually rejected us because of... But then again, they're okay with god-awful movies, which is a podcast that's very explicit. But I don't know, maybe they just rejected us for a different reason entirely. Or maybe they haven't rejected us and they just still haven't accepted us.
Yeah, or maybe we just don't have enough clout, I don't know.
We need more
clout. But that's besides the point. We're
on Spotify, we're on Anchor, we're on Google Play or whatever it's called.
Yeah, we should...
We're on Breaker, we're on Sprecher, I think, as well, or I could be wrong.
Yeah, maybe we could get on YouTube at some point.
We probably will upload some of this stuff to YouTube at some point.
Yeah, because I know some people just don't like using Spotify for podcasts.
Yeah.
But that's whatever. We hope you enjoyed this riffing.
And there'll be plenty more. We've got some other shows. And also one little quick announcement. Yeah. We do have another show planned.
Yep.
That's a bit weird. A couple, I think was it last week's episode or was it the week before, where we mentioned something about, what was it?
Oh yeah, I wanted to show you something.
You wanted to show me something. So we're announcing that pretty soon we'll be recording the first episode of a sub-show called SAS, or Show Aaron Some Shit.
Yep, this is basically where I show Aaron a movie and see what he thinks of it.
Yeah, this is not necessarily, it could be a good movie, it could be a bad movie, anything in between. The format's going to be a little bit different, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how this little sub-show goes. As a little alternate. This doesn't replace, the actual episodes.
Yeah, we're still going to be riffing on bad movies.
We're still going to be riffing on bad movies. We'll be doing plenty more on that. So, thank you so much for listening. Peace out.
Peace.